Crazy, crazy. I'm going crazy for crazy glue. Welcome to the superpilotish channel. My name's Graham Wilson, and I'm going to be talking about crazy glue in my basement. Welcome to the show, everybody. All right. So, as you can see, I got a few little props here today. I got a C-clamp. Got the old shop coat out because I'm working with crazy glue, and crazy glue just sticks to everything. It's like that old story with the cat in the hat, and there was a spot, and then the spot got everywhere. Well, that's crazy glue. So, anyhow, yeah, if you want to know about crazy glue, now I always thought that it was invented back in for the Vietnam War. They had this little spray that if someone got shot, they're bleeding out, they could spray this stuff on here, dries up really fast, and it stops the bleeding. That's what I thought, but then good old Wikipedia, I was checking it out, and I was wrong. So, yeah, it turns out the real the magic juice, the magic chemical there is called cyanoacrylate or cyanoacrylate. I don't know how to pronounce it, but anyways, it was invented, and I'm going to sound really smart here because I got it written down over here in 1942. A guy named Harry Coover Jr. Working at Eastman Kodak. The people that used to make cameras and films and stuff. They were working on trying to get actually a plastic gun sight for rifles back in World War II. And then they found out this stuff got stuck all over the place. And then later on, they went to the different companies, bought out other companies and stuff. And BF Goodrich, they actually patented the chemical in 1947. And then one thing led to another, and we got crazy glue now. So, okay, that's the brief history of crazy glue. Now, how does this have to do with airplanes at all? I don't know. But the thing is, you can use crazy glue to fix certain things on airplanes, believe it or not. I was looking kind of briefly in Canada here. It's called elementary work. Elementary, my dear pilot. And yeah, so it's anything that the owner of an airplane can do without requiring a mechanic to do it. So you could, an example of elementary work would be if you have a float plane and the lake that you're flying off of freezes up. You want to put skis on your plane. That's fine. You can take off the floats, put on the skis, and go skiing off the lake or flying off the lake with skis. Other little things, checking spark plugs. And one of the things there that happens all the time in little airplanes is that the interior trim will break and crack. It's usually the interior trim is it's in airplanes, it's surprisingly flimsy and cheap, but the trade-off there is that the like in your car is way better plastic than an airplane, and that's why it always breaks in airplanes, but you can fix it with crazy glue. And yes, Jordan, someone did say crazy, so welcome to the show. And yeah, the so that's one thing I actually have seen people fix interior non-structural upholstery trim. Like you can, if there's a little rip in an upholstery, you can stick an epoxy type thing on there and fix that up if it's vinyl. Or yeah, you can use crazy glue, and I've seen people use that for just little door panels and little cracked little covers and stuff like that in the cabin of an airplane. And so I was also looking there, non-structural cowlings and fairings. You could also use crazy glue to fix that. So if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. Okay, so why was I thinking about this crazy glue stuff? Okay, well, here's another one of my props. So this is an external hard drive that I've had for years, and it was very reliable until I was backing up some stuff on my computer, and I knocked it off, and it smashed on the ground. So this little plastic thing in the back, this little guy here, that just popped right off, and that was pressed in there, and I was like, oh man. But as it turned out, I kind of took it apart to figure out how it works, and this thing comes out, and it's just a regular hard drive, and I stuck another one in there, and so I don't think I lost that much data, and so I had to use some crazy glue to put this little cover back on. So crazy glue is the topic today then. Okay, we'll put that, sort of got my motivation for it. And I got the old shop coat on because I am gonna get the old rubber. I'm gonna give you the rubber glove treatment today. So, anyways, and hey, Dan, yeah. So I'm gonna do a couple things here, and with my crazy glue, I always keep the crazy glue in a like a little Ziploc bag. I got two types here. So the one type is the old school, comes in here, and the other one is I really discovered this just a few years ago. It's more of a kind of an epoxy type thing, and that's really handy for a lot of stuff. So this has been thawing out. I usually keep it in my freezer. This stuff here is probably 5 years old, six, probably more, and it still works. So I store it in the freezer. I don't even know if it says you're supposed to keep it in the freezer. Don't eat it, but uh, da, da, da. Okay, yeah, it doesn't say. Oh, it says eyelid bonding. See a doctor. Ugh. Don't bond your eyelids together. Although I found that apparently that cyanoacrylate stuff, they use that for makeup, for like women to put like their fake eyelashes on and stuff. It's kind of a type of crazy glue. So you got to be crazy with the crazy eyelashes. Okay, so what we're gonna do here today is I'll kind of show you the difference that I've found over the years. I started off with this guy. This whoop, I shouldn't even be touching that, man. I got to get the gloves on. See, I always forget. Because man, you just get that on your skin, it dries up instantly, and you're dealing with it for a few days. It just doesn't come off. It's like, and then I always hate whenever they say, "Oh, use gloves for this," and I'm old school. I'm like, whatever. Yeah. It's like I used to drink out of the garden hose. I'm fine. And then, yeah, and then do oil changes and just get your hands all oily and dirty, and who cares? But this stuff here, it's going to stick and it's annoying. Same thing with if you're ever using spray foam. Ooh, that's really bad. That expanding spray foam stuff you get on, there's no getting it off. So here we go. We got the gloves. And then, so what I'm going to do is, now this stuff here, this crazy glue, it comes in a little container like that. And I'm just going to bust this. I was trying to think of something I could fix, but everything's kind of working. That would use that type. So that type of, let's see if I can do this without ripping my gloves. Ooh, good thing I got the eye protection on. Okay, let's try that again in a safer manner. Jeez. Okay, let's kind of bust it away like this, maybe. Oh, there we go. That's better. Okay, so here we go. I busted that off. So, hey, Harold, welcome to the show. So this type of glue here. Yeah, wear eye protection if you're busting stuff. Yeah, so that's good for if you have something like a spoon. It's a disposable spoon. This is your standard bachelor cutlery. And yeah, so we're gonna put this back together. That glue works great if it fits right back together, and there's a lot of surface area touching. It's almost like if this came apart, it goes right back together, but there's nothing bonding it. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of, you know what? I'm also going to get a little paper towel out because I'm going to be, I know I'm going to get this somewhere. Like when I was doing this guy here yesterday, I was like, I don't know, it got all over. But luckily I was wearing another, not my shop coat, but it was something else that I didn't care if it got on there. And it did get on there. Okay, we got our backup, cleaning things, gloves. I don't think that ripped. Okay, so let's try this here. And I will demonstrate how fast this stuff actually, oh, there we go, dripping it all over the place. There we go. That's why we got the gloves. Watch, I'll stick my hands to the spoon or something. Now, they usually say put it on both surfaces, I think. But we're here. Hopefully this works. It's working okay. Blob that on there. It's leaking all over the place. And we'll just stick it on really quick. We're here. Oh my gosh, is this going to work? I don't know. We're just going to hold it together for a while. Whoop. This might be the worst demonstration ever. Okay, I've never tried this before. Oh man, it's all falling apart on me. Okay, theoretically, that should have worked. Okay, yeah, okay, that did not work. All right, but that's the way you would do it. And because it's just, it's kind of like this is all disintegrating on me. Okay, but if you did have something that was just like very flat together, something flat on flat, like this guy here had some flat areas that works. It has to be perfectly flat, and then that's where this one works. If it's kind of porous, like this is now because it was falling apart, that's where you need the other type. Okay, so there we go. And we're making a mess, but that's why we got a workbench. So you make a mess on your workbench. Okay, let's put that back over there. Don't want to get my mouse all stuck. All right. There we go. So theoretically, that should have worked, but it didn't. Okay, now we're going to get to the fun part. All right, so this will get put back in the freezer. I'll just put that over there. So the thing that I actually did want to fix up today is, yeah, Jordan, the chemical reaction. I don't know. It might have been doing something with weakening it or, yeah, weird. I don't know. Okay. Let's try this now. Got the cooler here, the camping cooler. All right. And these, I really detest things made out of plastic, but I mean, I bought this. It's done a pretty good job. I've had a lot of good times with this cooler over. How long ago did I get this? Probably almost 20 years ago. So that's okay. And I noticed that over here where you pick it up, let's see if I can hold it up better here. This little guy here is kind of breaking off. So that's eventually going to bust. I actually have a backup cooler. Someone gave me one for Christmas. So this is pretty much garbage or its time is limited. So I'm going to try to fix that up today. And I'm going to let it set over, I don't know, for a little while. Over the weekend, I guess we'll see on Monday how it goes. And I think I took this off before. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you have to kind of line it up, and then it comes off. All right. Okay, there's the handle. Throw that over there. Now we'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this little guy here is coming off, and there's definitely not a nice even surface for two surfaces to mate together. So that's where we're going to use this stuff, and we'll see if it works on this. I have seen it work better. Actually, this kind of works on everything better. But here we go. Okay, so first of all, what I'm going to do, like, because that can when it hardens up, it gets really, really hard. So it's almost like as if you're kind of welding it. You know, it'd be like kind of a JB Weld kind of thing for metal. But what did I do there? Okay. Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to blob a bunch of that stuff on there. Yeah, that should work. Blob it all on. Make a mess. Okay. But first, I'm going to make sure that this is held in. So that's why I got my little C-clamp here. Today is brought to you by the letter. Oh, actually, that almost looks like a G. I don't know. Use your imagination. Is that a G kind of? Oh, well. Anyways, it is a C-clamp, which you use a lot as a machinist to hold stuff to stuff. Okay, I'm going to see if I can just clamp this on. And then I'm just going to blob a bunch of glue on there. See how it works. It's kind of weird doing this in front of a camera. Will that work? Oop. I'm knocking everything around over here. I'll make that go down a bit more. Okay, that might work. All right. I got my little music stand over here. I got to move out of the way. All right. So here we go. We got that all. Ooh, should be pretty good. I don't want to deform it too much, but That might work. What the heck? If it's already busted, who cares? I guess I was gonna throw it in the garbage anyway. So there we go. So that's what it's looking like. You can't see any insulation in there. It's pushed right up. So now I'm gonna blob a bunch of stuff on here. There we go. Look at that. And can you see there? That's Krazy glue. Those little spots. It just gets everywhere. That's why we got our gloves and our protective everything on here. All right. And I'm just gonna blob it on there. It's gonna run all over the place, but it doesn't have to look good. It just has to function. Okay, I'm gonna just blob it on the top. And it should just kind of run down the side. Is it coming out? All right, here we go. Blobbing it. That would be pretty wild if this actually worked. I'm blobbing it all over the place. Okay. Yeah, so that's kind of what you would want this type for, is if it's not a nice clean surface. You know what? I can see myself like gluing the clamp to it or something like that. That's funny. Yeah, we'll get all the way around here. Blob that there. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but yeah, so I'm just blobbing it all over the place. Because like I said, when it dries up, it's pretty hard. Now this will take a while to dry up because let's squish that in there. It'd be so cool if this worked. Yeah. Anyways, you know what? I think I'll just leave it like that. I'll blob some more here. I'm pretty sure the instructions don't say blob anywhere in them, but oh well. All right, I'm just gonna leave it just like that, and we'll check in back on Monday see how it works. But anyways, that's my my recommendation as an expert Krazy glue user is to use the stuff like that for. It doesn't take a whole lot. I mean, this is I've had that for like I don't know 5 years at least. Okay, put that back on. Okay, so we got that and that. Put it back into our Ziploc bag, and so that's all ready to go back into the freezer. Okay. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Jordan, Travis needs to bring me a smaller clamp. Oh, good morning, Jim. Yeah, actually, Travis still has some of my clamps that I loaned to him. But anyways, he was working on he was making a what's it called? He already made a couple. It's that game called I don't know, cornhole, where you get like a bag filled with corn and you kind of throw it. Some people call it Texas horseshoes. So he made himself a cornhole board, and he needed some clamps, so he borrowed mine, and that's okay. I know where he lives. So okay, here we go. I think that's it. That's going to go into the freezer. Now, this is one of the things I learned from taking a first aid course, is that we used, yeah, one of the things that they did to say, like, if you're dealing with blood or something like that, how do you get your gloves off the proper way? That's what they said in the first aid class. And what they did is they put shaving cream all over the gloves, and the person teaching the course says, okay, try to take them off, and you do it like this. And I was like, yeah, sure. And like, you get it everywhere. So apparently the proper way that you take off your rubber gloves is to grab the back of it like this, because that's probably where you're going to have the least amount of goo and gross and whatever, glue and goo. And you just kind of peel it off like that. And then ideally you throw it directly into a garbage receptacle, which I don't have. Okay, well, imagine that this is a garbage receptacle. Boom. And then so you take your other hand and you get the nice clean spot back here. And then this is where you kind of oops, I just touched that. So you got to kind of be careful. But I'm pretty sure I was good with the and then there we go. All right, fingers are not sticking. Success. Okay, here we go. And yeah, Harold, if you're wondering who Travis is my neighbor. He was on one of my shows once. Brought me some wire cutters. Okay, yeah. So that is. Oh, hey, Dustin, welcome to the end, my friend. So, anyways, yeah, that's about it for the crazy glue. This has to go back into the freezer, and it's probably going to be good for another 5 years or so. And I think I picked up all my little plastic bits from my my spoon explosion. I wasn't expecting that. Oh well, you never know what you're gonna get at the superpilotish channel. Anyhow, yeah. So today is Friday, pizza day. Every 2 weeks, I'm so predictable. Pizza time, and so that means that is gonna. I'm gonna let that sit over probably 24 hours. I might even blob some more on there. So, but I won't tell you. And then it'll work perfectly on Monday. And you'll say, oh man, that guy's so smart. But I was like pulling my hair out on it all weekend. No, I wouldn't do that. Okay. So I'll be back on Monday because it is, yeah, I'll do this Monday, Wednesday, Friday at noon Eastern. And, oh yeah, what do we got here? Kira, understand video. Okay, thanks for the suggestion there. We'll check out Akira the Don one of these days here. Okay, cool. Be back on Monday at noon. And thank you for watching. Bye.